What's up, everyone? Matt Flynn, aka the Fat Golfer here. This channel again about trying to find ways to improve. So, got a chance to go out and play around golf today with my dad. Uh, Kind of a shorter course, smaller greens though, some slopes, and some good pacing today. Really good shape for the greens. So, one of the biggest things that you can do to improve is after a round, take some time first and foremost, and then write down what was good and what was bad. Where were your opportunities? Um, and being realistic about that. I texted a friend of mine just a little bit ago about, well, I shot this and it should have been this, but that's without, yeah, I should have hit this 30-foot putt that broke 2 foot. I mean, realistically, if you get that up and down for, in two putts, then you're okay. So that wouldn't be including that at all. So today I had an opportunity, shot a pretty good round, and but it could have been a whole lot better. So sitting there thinking through where I could have gotten better, what impact I could have had on my score, and apply that in preparation for my next round. So kind of like how people say you want the good news or the bad news first. So let's go through the bad around today. Today, number one was decision making. It was choosing shots because I was either trying to be too passive or wanting to be a little too aggressive. It ran the gamut. So I made specifically four bad decisions. And each decision ended up putting me in another bad spot that, again, cost me strokes. There's four strokes right there. And for example, on a par five, hit a bad tee shot left, it's behind the trees, needed to kind of get it out, had an avenue to advance the ball up a little bit farther, give me a chance to get on the green three and have a birdie putt. And what I should have done was standing over the ball, looking at the lie. It was kind of a jumpy lie, but walk on up, measure how far. There were some trees that go on the right side of the fairway. I'm on the left side. I like to be on the left, apparently. Imagine that right-sided political views, left side on the golf course. So I should have walked up there, shot that tree line, and then measured that back. Obviously, took a look at it. From there. If I'd have shot the trees, I could have come back about another 10, 15 yards. So done that math from there and gave myself a little bit more of an accurate idea of what I was going to lay up. I was frustrated with the tee shot, allowed that last shot to get into my next shot, which then, so I go to lay up, I just stand over the ball, it's kind of a jumpy lie, hit the ball, and lo and behold, I got tree blocking out the majority from the pin all the way over to the meat of the green, and I had to try to manufacture a shot over a tree to hit it left or right, ball flight, and did not go so well. Ended up, just left of the green, but on the wrong side to be missing it. So that's kind of the example. So if I could have taken that extra 5 seconds, done that, got my good measurement, and then played the odds on there, I would have had a much clearer shot in there. And as I go through the good, pretty good chance that I would have picked a stroke there. Same thing on the next hole, left side. I had a couple holes in a row there where everything was just going left, and I had myself in kind of a tough spot, but again, still had an avenue out of there. But instead of taking my trusty 3 iron that I love to uh, laud all the time, instead of taking that, hitting a punch that I had about 140 in, I go with like a 6 iron, trying to get it a little more up in the air and saw it off a little bit and caught the tree, bounced it back, and then I was still in the back. Then I'd hit it under the tree and hook it. So got that one up there by the green, got it up and down. That was a bogey, but easily, especially the way that 3 iron is, should have been up there by the green so I could get up and down for par. So those are the kind of things. So my decision making today cost me four shots. I've had another decision or two. Maybe I just didn't commit to the shot, but I was able to get it up and down. So that's where that doesn't count. These four bad decisions cost me four shots. The number two bad thing today was my tee shot game. hit a couple pretty good, just high slinging draws, but for the most part, about half of them, half of my tee shots, put me in some bad spots. I was able to recover from a couple, was able to kind of play around with that, but for one definitely caught me. It cost me a penalty shot. Left side hazard, had to lay out the pathway that went in, and saved par on that hole. However, um, that was a stroke penalty. Right there is one shot easily that I could attest to that. So getting myself in better spots off the tee. I've not been trying for distance. I'm still working on strengthening my body, but I should have um, been able to execute a lot better than that. And actually, the third bad thing is actually my third good thing that I have listed. So let's go to the good, and then we'll list them at the end there. So the good of my putting today was fantastic. The switch up to the spider putter with the alignment aid, I like. I like the feel off the face of it. It feels harder, almost like a milled putter, closer to that as you can get with an insert. So not a very soft feel, but my putting day was pretty good. I missed nine greens. Of course, they were small greens, but even missing the nine greens, I still came up. And I counted earlier, and I messed up. And so my actual number of putts for the round is 24 putts for the day. So I was able to capitalize on the nine greens that I hit. Four of those went in for birdie, and the other five were two putt pars. And then on the other ones that I missed, a lot of those ended up being one putts. So that absolutely was a super big strength of my game today. I had one putt that I hit that I didn't hit my line on, and I put out a video on how to work on hitting your line, or at least practicing hitting your line, not how to, but practicing hitting your line. And that one was just me trying to give it a little extra. So pulled the putt just a tad. So I missed my line by maybe an inch, inch and a half. Missed a couple putts on the edges where I'd overread them by an inch or two. So for the most part today, my putting was pretty spot on. The second best thing that I had was yardage control. So I got to think about whether I missed them or whether I missed the greens or made the greens. Where was I in relation to the pin? And 10 of the 18 holes that I played today, my approach shots were practically right at pin high. A couple just a little short, but for the most part, everything was pin high. So, pin high, 15-foot right, I'll take that all day long. And was very, very pleased with that, to say the least. So the number three thing that I got on here, because it's a good and a bad, and it brings me kind of the point of what this is. So today my chipping, again, I said I only hit nine greens. Well, my chipping was was really, really, really good on a few of those holes where I hit it with the right kind of spin, the right kind of trajectory, had the right rollout, and I had a couple tap ins from kind of really tough spots. I had a couple tap ins, had a couple 1-footers, no issues. But then I had two chips that should have been really easy that I got in a hurry on. I got out of my routine and did not hit them well at all. One was on the aforementioned par five where I put myself in a bad spot, and then I hit my next shot to the left of green. I had plenty of green. It was kind of a tough one. The grain was going away from me. I had a little hill to kind of come over, and it would die down there. A good 2-3 foot of break, but the chip that I hit was absolutely terrible because I left myself with a 20-foot uphill par putt, which is not how you can save strokes whatsoever. Didn't miss that putt by much. Just again overread it, but it was really bad because the trajectory was off. My landing spot, I missed my landing spot by a good 2 feet. It didn't have the spin on it that I needed for the shot that I was hitting. Because my contact wasn't good, because I did not pay attention to what I was doing. I was still frustrated about 3 shots ago. I've got to get better at that. And then on the 17th hole, I had the chip shot going uphill, kind of in the green, a little bit of break left to right, plenty of space. No danger if I'd have chipped it over, past the hole, still wouldn't have been. I made putts above that hole before, not an issue. And I actually caught that too clean, because I was trying throughout the day. I was trying not to, where the greens are rolling out. I was trying not to release the chip as much, so I wouldn't get that hot one like I had on that par five, and ended up with about a 20-foot uphill putt that I overread quite a bit. So missed it, a few inches, but just no good. I hit my line. Just absolute terrible read. But should have put myself in that position. Should have been a little more aggressive with that one, and played the odds a little bit more. So it was a good. It was really really good when it was really good, and then those two kind of stand out. And those two, I put myself in spots. So there's two more shots that if I hit it, not even within the inch or two, but if I hit it better than what I did and the way that I'm putting, so anywhere 5 to 10 feet was golden. So there's two more shots. So there's 6 strokes right there. So 4 from terrible decision making that just put me in bad spots where I couldn't get up and down, and 2 from those absolute rookie chips. That's 6 strokes that easily could have made up, and that's not counting the first 2 holes. I had birdie putts. I misread one by about 2 inches and lipped it, and then the next one again overread that one by about 2 inches, missed it literally right on the right edge of it. So that's not counting those. Like, yes, those should have been great if they fell. I hit the putt on my line, didn't have the best read, just missing to by an inch or two, but I'm not counting those. So 6 shots. So today, the course played was Lakewood Country Club in Russell Springs. Again, shorter course, but its defense is those greens and of course trees. Love me some trees. Um, so anyway, par is 70. I shot 70, and I had a good putt on 18. Should have been a 69. And honestly, that chip before on that par three I mentioned easily could have two putted the last hole and shot under par. Um, but I'm looking at 6 different shots. So if I can improve on some of these, and even not all 6, but if I'd improved on all 6, I mean that's a 64. But if I could improve on half of them, so cut 3 of those 6 out, that's a 67. So feel pretty confident, very very pleased with my putting. Got a few things to work out with my tee game. I've got to learn, especially on the shorter courses. I find that when I'm taking my driver out, and I didn't take it out that many times today. I should have thought that through. I'm not going to sit there and bide that time on this, but did tee off with some mid irons and some long irons, a couple 3 woods throughout the day. So I mean, I was trying to play it, but even trying to play it, not passive and aggressive is not, but trying to play it smarter, trying to play it more intelligent. Even then, I still kind of overclubbed on a few of them, and again, put me in some bad spots. But so I need to make sure that I am really taking a good deep breath, and if I'm in a spot and there's a little bit of doubt in my head, or I'm having to play from a position I'm not familiar with, that I've got to make sure to calm down and allow that to happen. I've done that with my putting, and I'm starting to see the result of that. I literally will make sure that I get behind. I'll at least walk halfway up, get an idea what that last half of that putt, the break will be, get an idea on what the grain is doing, and really kind of get a feel for the distance on that. I'm a big field putter, and being able to walk that. Been doing that with my chipping game. Other than those couple that were just mental errors, my chipping game was pretty solid. But a lot of that is I'll walk up, I'll take a look. What's the landing angle? What kind of grain am I hitting into? What kind of spin do I need? What kind of trajectory do I need? And then playing that shot, picking my club, and then playing that shot. So all in all, good thing. So this is a little bit of an improvement lesson as well. Whether you're shooting 90 or you want to break 100 and you shot 110, okay, well, can you find those 10 to 15 realistically? Don't count the, well, I should hit my driver 300 instead of 200, and then I'd been 100 yards closer, and I'm better from there, and I would have made that. That's not realistic. I should have chipped in from this bunker that I was in. Again, not realistic, but can you find a way to gather up? Okay, well, say if you was trying to break 100 and you topped one into the trees. Okay, well, what would have happened if you would have taken more club and hit a little easier shot, lower trajectory, but gotten it up there near the green versus in the trees? Well, there's probably a shot right there. So sit down, think about your round. I had the opportunity. Obviously, it's an hour. I spend an hour and a half. Yeah, about an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes on the road, kind of thinking through this. And then when I get home, I've got my whiteboard. Wrote that down just so that I could keep my ideas online. So that's my tip for improving today. May everybody be blessed. Have a great one.